Let's go.
If you're trying to climb up here, don't straight up mantle from
$62
underneath.
bucks.
These windows have yet to be broken. Hop on them first, then the light, and then jump out to your left. That way your gun stays up the whole time and you're ready for any gunfights, rather than just straight up long mantling up top. You can do the same thing on this glass here, checking up top before jumping on the light, and then going up to the plat. If someone's holding time from on top of the boxes over there, a great way to check for that is to hop on this ledge here. We're able to see people just over the railing. You can also jump check this from the top of the front railing too. If you're trying to ego chow P1, you can do that from this lip here. Jump on top of the couch and then on top of the railing before straight jumping out, chowing anybody that could be in P1. Now another great spot in P2 is actually this corner here. You can first walk up, get some height before jumping out. And then you're here in this corner. A great place to hold P2 from, and a great off angle for anybody that might be pushing from the vent.
Yes,
There's a nice
sir.
advantage from this planer. You can't strictly jump. You have to climb up first on here and then drop down onto the tree. That allows you to get this nice angle that looks over the A platform.
Big bear,
Keep in
big
mind
bear.
this railing here is very important. If you hop on top of it, get straight far left and then straight bottom. And you can even use this edge as a head ledge towards the right side of the map. If you zoom out, you can see both at the same time. If you're looking for a better way to challenge this head glitch, you can back up further and down the windows and hold it from here. And if somebody's holding the right side, you can see it from further back as well. Also, crouching at the window gives you an equally as
Come on,
good
five.
view from both sides. Also, you can jump up top, and if that ends up being the case, you can hop on this table before crouching. Now you have the better view over them. Keep in mind that all of these doors are bulletproof from both sides, so use this to finesse your way into a free kill by distracting them for long enough to get the chow.
Big
You
bear,
do the same
big
thing for these
bear.
doors up here. I would just leave one open, get the information first, which I like the open door. If you plant the bomb from this corner here, you can back all the way up towards mid,
Big bear,
lay down and play your life before standing up and checking the
yes,
bomb.
sir.
Do the same thing for back to pool. So, if you click this corner right here, you back up to this planer, you can slowly fall behind the ledge, lay down to play your life, having both your left and your right side, and then you can crouch and you can back up to stand all the way up to check out this way. You can even hop up on the railing and bring it down if you're using. If you plant A-bomb for this corner right here, you can of course run to mid, check your back,
Yes,
towards the
sir.
right shoulder, and check your bomb from here. But also, if this glass is
Big bear,
broken,
it's.
you can follow it and crouch.
Oh my goodness.
Before you get to
My
this
goodness,
post here,
it's
you know,
going
turn around
Jack.
and you can look far enough to check bomb from this corner. And if you zoom out, you can check a little bit of your back as well. Just don't look too far to the left. We'll also fall down from the railing. Tip number 2 is 6-star nade spots. A lot of people will be pushing down this alleyway, so you need to know how to nade it. Off the offensive spawn, what you can do is cut right, look halfway between this wall and this wall, before jumping and sending the nade. This will go through those windows and blow up in that corridor.
Oh, yes, sir.
Hopping over
99.
through those windows at the top, catching a bounce before landing in that area. Of course, with EOD, these are all team nades, so you want to make sure that your teammates know these nade spots as well. On the opposite side, not quite as fancy, but you can cook the nade and then send it to the left side of this window. So land over there and take care of anybody pushing that side. Like I said,
Oh,
this
come
goes
on,
up and over
Tori.
P1, take care of anybody that's trying to push mid plat. If you see somebody cross right towards the mid plat, you can cook the nade from the same spot, but send it over to the right part of the window.
Let's go. King Jack close.
Not what I meant to do, but it worked anyway. So
Dude.
do the same lineup, but better than me, and it will actually go there. I'm kidding. Like, this A-bomb statue is going to be a huge tower position, so you want to know how to nade this. On the offensive spawn, there's actually a lineup for that opening there. You want to cook the nade for just a second before jumping and sending it. It will land at the A-flat. It goes right through the opening that we were talking about, landing at the statue. Take care of anybody. Although it doesn't look like it, there is an opening in the ceiling between mid and A. They don't even have to
Jack
face
of
the glass
hearts.
can if you want to. You just cook the nade or even a syntax before sending it up to the inside. So like I said, no opening in the ceiling, very easy nade. Be sure to use it during both hardpoint and search and destroy. Now for that same head glitch from P2, with the right side of the couch, line up with that hole in the ceiling.
Yes.
Nade.
Come on, Jack.
And at that head glitch that we were talking about, from kill cam going up and over B-bomb and landing right at the plat. It's going to be a very common point for people to be at, so make sure you know this name. Tip number 3 is 6-star spawns. Very similar to the search and destroy spawns. Red team is spawning over here towards the defensive side and blue team towards the offensive side. Not too much craziness when it comes to P1. It's a head-on battle between both sides. You get some splits towards the rotation, as you can see that is a possibility for people to spawn security. And now going into P2, very similar sides from the right side or the offensive side, left side, and defensive side. But the thing about these spawns is they shift up towards the top of the minimap. This is closer to that P3 plat. So there's a P3 spawn, and then there's that offensive or security spawn. Sometimes you'll see some mid splits in here, as you'll see later on in the hill. But for the most part, these spawns end up being toward the left side here, or the right side here. Like I said, P3. Hopping in here to P3, you have your back piano spawns over here by the defensive side. You have some mid splits like you just saw. So if you don't get these spawns on the way back, it's very possible to get split spawns from mid and then from pool, like we'll see here in a second. You'll see these P2 and pool spawns come in, and then the mid spawns come in as well. So the red team gets both of those, but it's possible for red and blue team to get those if the back isn't fully blocked, which is what we're seeing right now. So keep that in mind, it's not always a push from the front to back here at P3. Sometimes you'll catch people mid, you'll catch people spawning P2. Make sure you're checking these mid steps regardless of whether you spawn P2 or mid. Now here at P4, the map's split a little bit right now. And the spawns are going to be over here at back piano, and then here at the offensive side. So you'll see red spawns come in at the offensive spawn, pushing towards security, and then blue spawns will end up being towards mid or piano. As you'll see, they got the piano spawn back here. They're going to funnel through mid, so they got to spawn even further back. Pretty straightforward for all these hills, I think. That's all that we can ask for in these maps that are replacing Invasion. Up next is P5. Right now it's the full hill, but I believe they're changing it pretty soon. This is going to look similar to P2 spawn, and that one team will spawn P5 flat, and the other one will spawn towards
Cowboy.
offensive side. You'll see as the kills come through, that team spawns on the offensive side of the map. Blue team one will spawning towards defensive side. Honestly, this is more similar to P1 than it is P2. They seem pretty far back, actually. Very similar to the spawns off the very beginning of the game. Tip number 4 is 6-star callouts. We have P1 or bar. This is DJ. This is Fish Tank, mid plat. This is you. This area is statue. Statue heavy. This area down here is secret. This area of the map we'll call piano. Piano. This is P3. P3 bar. This is God heavy. We of course have pool, pool room, mid steps. This is P2. This is vent. This building is security, low security and top security, back rails. And this is P4. Tip number 5 is Vista God spots. The first spot you need to know is off spawn. These stairs can be wall bans by paper. So chat with your team for a free shadow ban. I don't condone this, but if someone is stair glitching on these mid steps, which ranked play kids will do, you can lay down right back and shoot them through the stairs. If somebody's playing those same P1 gods that we were talking about earlier, if you spawn up on this side of the map and line up with this trash can, you can actually shoot them from underneath the steps, and it's like paper. A great way to counter that heady, but an even greater way to get shadow banned. Here at P1, these steps allow you to sink into one of the best type glitches in the game, and you can strafe it too. So if anybody's pushing from the P1 door, behind the desk, or pretty much anywhere on P1, these stairs are going to be the god spots to get anybody off of P1. So up next is for Top Burger. If you break the door out, you can actually get a nice line of sight towards anybody playing the P2 flat. From their point of view, they're not even able to see you. Now, if somebody's playing hill from the right side of that building, you can actually check for them through these windows here on both sides. The P2 building can be wall bangs like paper as well, so if you know that somebody's pushing this back alley, you can easily shoot at the bottom part of this, take care of anybody pushing from the low steps. Also for P2, you can grab him from the lamppost if he's straight from the top of the building. This is a great ego off angle to challenge anybody going mid, right side, or top flat. If you hop on the right side and crouch here, not only do you have good cover looking towards those steps over there, you actually have a head glitch towards the back of the map. So if you're spawn trapping, you are able to get to this spot right here. This is a great way. You can even go further to the right and check that right off on the left. From the same side, you can actually head glitch towards the right side. First, you have to jump up on the rail, and then you can crouch. Gives you a nice angle towards top window, and then if you zoom out, you can also see the low steps push. So this is all up front time on P2. Coming over here to P3, the only way that you can jump on these hedges is from the railing here. If you strafe jump onto the other hedge, you can actually grab time from here. You can crouch and watch the neat spawn, as well as anybody pushing the left side of the hill. You can also go to the other side, crouch and look towards all the bridge, P1, and anybody pushing the right side. You should keep in mind that if spawns flip and you want to go to the other side, you can do so from the outside of the map without falling off or dying to the barrier. This is a great finesse spot for switching sides during P3. I can't show you during private match because the out of bounds timer is locked to 2.5 seconds, but in ranked, assuming that it works like how it was originally, there is an out of bounds route with a 5-second timer. I'll play that for you again. That allows you to flank P3 by jumping out of the map, climbing on top of the railing, before jumping on top of that green railing, and then up to time. Unfortunately, this is already a pretty common route on this map. How it hold time is just like this so that you can see if anybody's trying to finesse that route outside of the map. If you find yourself on this side of the map or want to try to
Yes,
hills,
sir.
you can do so by hopping on the planners first, then on the side.
Big bear.
Then when you jump, you can check above the flat to see if anybody is holding the back of this one. Here, once you clear that, of course, you can break the steps and push up. If you want an angle towards this back steps without being fully exposed, you can see diamonds to the left part of this windowsill, and you can shoot through it too. Coming over here to P4, you can hop on this railing and still stay in time. This is a great off angle if people decide to push you. You can also check back arches and single palm. There's a ton of awesome spots for P5 for the bridge hill. One of the first ones that I'll show you is on the opposite side of the sign. If you crouch and then go to the right, you have an angle towards the left side as well as towards the right side, and you're still in the hill. On the other side of the sign, toward this box, you crouch and slowly move left to right. You'll see my body sinking towards the floor. You can get far down enough to get the bottom part of the rail lined up with the top of the bridge. It's an even lower heady to contest anybody pushing from the P3 side, and then of course you can stand up and go down the bridge. If somebody's playing the backspot building towards that window to contest P5, you should know that you can crouch in these boxes, get a line of sight between them. A similarly great head glitch that stays in time as well.
Back up
Rocks.
here.
If you hug this ledge right here, you can sink far enough towards the bridge that this is a great head glitch over the railing. And then of course from earlier, you can straight to the right and lower the marker as well. You can go off these rocks here, which gives you a head glitch over ticket to lift P1 and P1 railing, and you can even see all of P3 as well from here. Some people don't know that you can hop on top of this, which is a greater way of getting from the low bridge to top rails. Easy rotation from P5 to P1. You can go that way, or you can just jump straight up to the railing and get to here. On the same roof, you can jump on the lamppost, which would be an interesting way to fight people that are P1. Tip number 6 is Vista nade spots. To take care of any opponents that are pushing tower or tower to mid, what you can do off spawn is aim the nade over that left hedge.
Victory.
This will land on the deep side of mid and take care of anybody in those steps. You'll see a cam. This goes up and over mid, landing at those deep steps at the top of tower. And the same nade from the other side. As you're going up tower steps, cook the nade and send it over the bar and grill sign. This will land deep mid, and as you see skill cam, right over bar and grill, landing at the deep mid steps. The next nade is for the step heading. Off spawn, of course, after you give the steps a couple love taps to see if they're there. You can send a nade over that same trash can as well.
Come on, Jack, Jack.
This will go all the way over if you want to see it. Landing directly at those god steps. The next nade will land here, as this is where a lot of people will funnel as they're trying to push P1. From the same god steps to the P3 side, all that you need to do is aim it over the left part of that building, jump and send the nade, or you don't even need to jump actually. And then kill cam, you'll see, this goes right over P1, very simple nade. Lands in that alleyway. I would send this nade pretty much off spawn every single time you're trying to contest P1. Tip number 7 is Vista spawns. You'll see here on the minimap at P1, the spawns will come through here towards office or over here towards single palm and tower. This is going to be a lot of mid flooding and a lot of those god steps like we were talking about earlier, and that nade spot for that funneling area towards P1 over here by the desk. Fortunately, these spawns on P1 should stay fairly consistent. You'll see the rotation start to come in towards P2 here, a little bit towards the end of the hill. And now here, once P2 spawns up, the spawns are similar but a little lower on your
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Hello guys, how are we doing and welcome back to the channel. Are you struggling to know how to hold hills and get decent setups with your squad, or even as a solo player, or a duo player, or a trio player, don't want to leave anyone out? On the 2 new maps that have been added to MW3 Ranked Play, I've done Spawn Guys, but I've decided to add these 2 to the new series that I started this year, where I go through the best setups you can have on each hill to attain spawns and map control. So we're going to be going on through Vista today. Obviously 6-star video will come, as it was the other map that was added in Season 3. Just a caveat, obviously, this is if you can get the perfect setup. Obviously, if you get 4 down, get into these setups and it would be good. Or if you can rotate early, get into these setups, you'll be laughing. Obviously, if you're a solo duo queuer, trio queuer, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But hopefully, if you know where your team are by looking at the map, you can sort of fill the gap that is missing in the setups I'm providing. So kicking off with P1 on Vista here, which is in this little cafe bit. And we're going from the perspective of the red team here, who are spawned on this left-hand side. So let's start at the top. You have this player up here, who's on the bridge, essentially watching the cut from the deep left, and then the bridge, the cut to the front of the hill, pretty much. Next you have player number 2, just here, who is pretty much holding the whole fort down the middle of the map. Realistically, they should be able to get to the hill with number number 3 and number 2 watching, but number 1 is also on the hill, sort of watching front and watching side where they can, like if they can help, where can they help? But realistically, their job's just so tight. And then finally you have player number 4, who is sat in this top room next to P2, and is looking at the flank through here. Now, in this setup, they'll spawn their enemy team are going to be spawning in this light blue area, which is why I sort of covered them up a little bit, because they're spawning a little bit far, which means they might want to flank. So that's why number 4 is sort of here, so they can cover the right hand side of the map fully. And as you can see, there's literally no gaps. Now you're probably thinking, what if they spawn behind you? Well, there's the thing that's they can't. Number 1 is blocking the spawn P3, I believe it is, up here near the bar, and player number 2 is blocking the spawn on the fountain. So it's very essential that these 2 players, I mean anywhere in P1 will block this, but it's essential player number 2 doesn't really push up, because otherwise it will leave the spawn open. So if this player 2 dies, number 4 can fill the gap and help out, but this is the best setup from this side if you can obtain it. Now, if we take it from the other side here, and then from the perspective of the blue team, the spawn that you're going to have as blue team is this spawn here. But there's 2 spawns obviously you've got to be aware of. If you see my spawn guides, you will know. So I'm going to go through the setup from the blue side. So you have player number 7 who's on the bridge basically watching over the whole of the right hand side of the map. You have player in the hill, player number 6, who's literally just watching the entrance to the hill. That's all they're pretty much doing. Ideally with the submachine gun. Obviously number 7 will have an AR, although it's a beamer, so who knows. And then you have the player sat on the sort of heady middle of the P1 room, and from here what they can do, they can set this Darcy heady watching this run up the stairs, or just beaming or running up there. And then finally you have the player at the very bottom here, who's watching the whole left hand side towards P2. You're probably wondering why they're so far out of play. But in this position, the spawn that the red team will be spawning are on the fountain. So there is potential tendency for the red team to go all the way around and then pinch, or all the way around this way, pinch, but whereas the player number 8 at the bottom here can pick that up. Additionally, you're probably thinking, what if they flip? They won't, because you have number 7 blocking this one, and this is why number 8 is so far back at the bottom of the hill here, the bottom of the map here. They're blocking this spawn by being this close to it. So if these 2 stay where they are, they will never flip, basically. If this player down here pushes a little bit more forward, it does open the spawn up, so just be very careful that. If your team die first, like out of the whole map, fine, they'll spawn in. Your teammate will just spawn in the available spawn behind you. However, if you kill an enemy before, you know, if you kill an enemy in the set of kills first, and they respawn in first, and you leave this open, they can flip. So just make sure that player number 8 is, you know, in this general vicinity, watching the left flank, but also trying to flip. Yeah, make sure we don't flip too much. And then moving on to P2. So P2 is this little square down here, and we're going to take the position of the red team. Because personally, I think these are the better spawns to have. So you sort of want to fight these spawns towards the end of P1, and then, you know, fight from left